Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about how one layup package ruined NBA 2K20, and that layup package is Long Athlete. Now if you're curious as to what sets Long Athlete apart from every other layup package if you're not informed, essentially it's what allows every hop stepper you've ever seen in this game truly be successful. And what we're here to talk about is how that not only affects slashers, but also just slashing. So what you're going to see in today's video is a whole lot of slashing. I'm on my 6'8 pure slasher trying to get this double rep, get this legend as soon as possible. Y'all know the deal. And then the three opponents that I'm going to be playing against in today's video are all slasher variants as well. So you're going to see number one that's on the screen right now is a finisher, which is the finishing and defense pie chart. This is actually my main build right here as well. And this right here, in my opinion, is so much more dominant than my pure slasher build right here. This one, just so we're clear, y'all, has 8 defensive badges. This, in my opinion, is not even the best build I would be using for the double rep, but as y'all know, I'm just trying to get as much rep as possible, and being a pure slasher gives me the most finishing points. And one last thing to mention before we get too deep into the video, if y'all enjoy, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get one to 700 likes in the first 24 hours. And again, I gotta mention, I really do appreciate all the love and support everybody's been showing over these last 4 days. The vids have been going crazy, man. So again, just want to show y'all some appreciation for that. But as y'all saw by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we're here to talk about the Long Athlete layup package, and it's this right here. Just, I'm talking straight bailouts, right? And this is where I know a lot of y'all are watching this video and you're like, you're a whole pure slash, you're doing this thing every single play. Why are you doing this? Well, to be honest with y'all, I wish the thing wasn't even in the game. If we're being completely honest, I wish this layup package was straight up not in the game. It ruins everything when it comes to 2v2, 3v3. It makes it so these driving guards are complete meta. I feel like it's made the playmaking sharpshooters go extinct when it comes to the ISO as well, because I feel y'all pain when it comes to that stuff too, where you're really a lot more diminished in the sense of ISO, where it's so much easier for these two-way slashing playmakers or anything like that, where you have to respect their jumper to be able to just run right past you, get a hop dunk, and it's as easy as that. Now, another thing that I want to mention with this video too is maybe I want to open your guys' mind up to this a little bit too, where I have 95 driving layup and 99 driving dunk on this pure slash, right? I feel like it's at least justifiable that I have Long Athlete layup package, but the fact that it only requires 70 driving layup is absolutely insane to me. I don't understand how literally a build that gets 70 driving layup on the dot could have the most dominant package in the game when it comes to doing these hop dunks and stuff like that too. I would say the hops are literally more OP than going for contact dunks, especially even for my player too. I will say a lot of players that have diminished slashing ability, they use the hop as a crutch more than my player would, just because I have the ability to get contact dunks a little bit better than they would. But personal opinion, I feel like all you really need in this game when it comes to slashing is 70 driving layup and 85 driving dunk. It gives you all the packages you need. It really, anything past that feels pretty watered down and not necessary in my opinion. And I do understand the higher the rating, the more likely you are to make the actual shot, but to get the animations is key. That's the only thing you need. And again, 70 driving layup is by far the only thing that you really need to be able to do this right here. Now you can see I do get blocked on that. This is a finisher, like I was saying, he has better defense than me. The next player that I play against, everybody that I'm playing here has better defense than me, but it almost doesn't matter because none of them really get the ball too often. You're gonna see, I want y'all to understand too, I was thinking about making this title be slasher versus slash on the 1v1 court. Who has more skill at having no skill, or like who's more skilled at having no skill. So basically what we were talking about in the stream, and I gotta say shout out to everybody that was in the stream too. I had 1.8k viewers live, bro. That is double anything that I've ever done in the past. So again, I appreciate all you guys for showing up to that. If you made it, if you were in the stream, put stream in the comments to show your support that you made it into that stream as well. But again, there was a lot of controversy talking about this, how this looks so easy to do, and the truth is I make it look kind of easy. If we're being real, I have a really good sense of the dribbling with this pure slasher and just the angles that I be taking for the you know, paint attacks and all that stuff too. But you can see 11 for 14, got blocked 3 times, and that is the tough thing about that too. But I want y'all to understand, there is a skill gap to slashing. There absolutely is. You guys have seen what bad slashers look like, and they're awful. They're god awful, bro. They are absolute horrible. The ones that just run in there, hold X every single time. And I feel like the very simple answer or reason for that is because we can only score from one place on the court, which is directly under the hoop, just straight dunking and layups. It's very easy to defend, especially if you're a taller player like this right here at the interior force, or even for my player. If you're around 6'5" with at least, I would say, 80 block rating, it is not that hard to stop slashers. Now, if you're a 6'1" play sharp, like I was saying earlier, with like 30 interior defense and 30 block, obviously you're gonna struggle. Like if you have bad like interior defense, you're not gonna be able to play interior defense. It's about as simple as that. And you have no pogo stick, rim protector, intimidator, anything. I feel like y'all be crazy for thinking you should be able to defend on the inside when it comes to having a build with such low defense. But anyway, one more note that I want to address is that I didn't have any Gatorade or boosts in any of these games either, so just keep all that in mind. But you're gonna see I make some complete BS right there. Late 42% covered. Honestly, I don't make that very often. I know a lot of y'all are probably seeing that and you're like, Laker, that's why pure slashes are OP, because they can do stuff like that, and even that right there where I just, you know, drive in. He didn't get a very good jump or contest on that, for being real, but it's still a tough layup to be taking that. But again, I don't make those very often, for being real. And again, I know y'all see that and it's in the gameplay and you're like thinking just because I showed it that it is that easy, but I really don't make those all that often. Anyway, you can see I was going for the contact dunks like crazy. Triple threat, speed boost off of that, did the contact dunks. He's playing, I'm not gonna say he was playing too low, he was definitely playing like quite a bit high, but now you're gonna see he's holding B. I hop past him right there. That is my method for stopping slashers. I was even teaching like people in the stream how to defend me, like straight up. That's how like dominant I am with this stuff too. If I like to be as modest as possible and like humble as well. But again, what I want y'all to understand is I'm literally teaching people how to defend me. He needed to be a little bit lower. However, you see right here, that is not the right spot, and I'm gonna explain to y'all this right here. Okay. This is not the spot to be standing if you're trying to defend a slasher. Standing at that dotted line is not the move. You got to be a little lower than that, but holding B is the key. And I struggle so bad with like going at people who do this stuff. But holding B while you're slightly further back than he was right there is the key, because it makes it so you can't initiate contact dunks, at least not very consistently. You can every now and then, but it's very, very inconsistent. And then as soon as they do the hop, because that's the only option, you just go up and contest it after they do the hop. So I'm talking, boom, they do the hop, then you jump up and contest it on the actual layup itself. But you're gonna see, I feel like I am really good at maneuvering this stuff as a slasher. Now, this is one perk that my pure slasher has, and I hate that I have to toot my own horn, because honestly, I feel like just in general, this community doesn't really support the slashers, like who do have, you know, some general knowledge to this stuff right here. And you can see that was me fiending for contact dunk. Honestly, I really should have hopped right there. I had a nice little half spin that chained into what I thought could be a really nice contact dunk. But you're gonna see, I think this dude gets the ball back in this game as well, so he swats that one too. I got blocked literally 5 times in this video, and they didn't get the ball back on any of them. That is one thing that I will say about slashing that is pretty OP as well, is when you miss, sometimes it's not even like something that's gonna you know, hurt you too bad or penalize you too bad. But again, you're gonna see right here I get blocked. He really doesn't even get the ball back off this in time almost, but gets it back. I'm holding B. I gave up a pretty easy angle on that, and then he doesn't get any more buckets. Why? Because it's pretty easy to shut down slashers. And this is what I'm trying to put this video into context of, where all he can do is score from one place. I'm gonna put it to you like this. If I'm playing a two-way slashing playmaker, I cannot defend him like this. He's gonna green every single 3 that he takes if he's skilled with it, and it's gonna be about as simple as that. He literally just gonna green every single take that he has. Now again, right there, pretty easy to defend. He's only gonna be able to do one thing. I'm just preparing for it, and you know, there's 2 options that he has. It's the hop dunk and the contact dunk. If he's not going to approach me with the contact dunk, obviously I know he's going to do the hop dunk, so that's when it just becomes so apparent. And again, if you listen, man, and this is my public service announcement for my own opinion, if you feel differently than this, feel free to feel differently. But if you're 7 feet or taller and have Hall of Fame defense in your pie chart, and you can't stop pure slashers, you're just bad at defense, honestly, bro. Like, that is just the fact of the matter. If you can't stop slashers, if you're like 7 feet plus with Hall of Fame defense, you're just bad. Like that, I hate to put it to y'all like that if somebody's like offended at that, but for real, it's just the truth. So again, go 11 for 14. Slasher, right? I played 2 Elite 3 slashers, both mascots. So essentially the point of those first 2 gameplays is that they had very similar builds to mine. I could stop them, they couldn't stop me. That's just the honest truth. Now this one right here is the Playlock pie chart 2-way slasher. I believe that's what it always is when you're at the 2. He's an Elite 2 as well. And what we're here to talk about in this gameplay is explain to y'all what they could do with this 1v1 court to make it more skill-based and more even for point guards. So, my hypothesis and just kind of suggestion for 2K would be to not make 1v1 court make it take it. I almost feel the same way about 2s, because it makes invalid lineups and invalid builds able to be truly toxic, and there would be no toxic lineups, there'd be no toxic players when it comes to this 1v1 court or 2v2 court if it weren't make it take it. Now, I understand people, and look at that. I mean, that's a bad take. If we're being honest, this gameplay is really to portray that you don't really need to have the most skill when it comes to, you know, attacking a small defender. And I don't take pride in attacking small defenders, right? I'm not really here to show y'all this by portraying skill like I was in those first two gameplays. But for me to just attack a rim protector, right, like a whole pure rim, and go 11 for 11, you cannot sit here and tell me that everybody else who plays on a slasher can do that. All you guys criticizing, you know, all them haters of slashers, and I want to just shine the light on the slasher community because I love y'all for what you'd be doing for me, and I'm not talking to you guys when I'm, you know, drawing this negative energy. But basically what I'm saying is these slasher haters, right, the dudes who, you know, obviously look at that and say like oh, it takes no skill. I understand hop dunking on a play lock doesn't really take that much skill. This dude should be bodying me up, first of all. Like, he is a playmaking defender at like 6'5" or so he really should be not just sitting in the paint on me and trying to force pickups. But again, my whole point is that if they would just make this thing not make it take it, it would make it so builds that get up 3-pointers would have a lot better chance. Honestly, it'd be the meta of like 1v1 court. And then on top of that, even if you just trade 2-pointers, a dunk for a playmaking sharpshooter or a play lock is just as worth the post hook spams. And with the post hook spams, the most they're gonna get is efficient 2-point shots. And that's how I feel about the 2v2 court as well. I understand not everybody wants to just play on make it take it, you know, and not everybody wants to play on losers out, or whatever the reference is, like whatever it is. If you score, the other team gets the ball. That's what I'm talking about. Not everybody wants to do that. So why not just have multiple courts of doing so? I don't understand why not. It would just add more balance to the game. By nature, more guards would play the ones where if you score, then the other player gets the ball back. So that would really just kind of segregate it, I suppose, to where like the point guards would be on one court and the bigs would be on the other just by nature, because bigs are going to want to play on the make it take it courts. I'm not sure what I would want to do. Probably the make it take it just by nature of being a slasher. But again, I mean, as you can see, I think 11 for 12 that game on a play lock. Like I said, it doesn't take the most skill to do that if we're being real. And actually, I'll just let this clip play out. But long story short, how I feel about this, right? These play locks, if you would have seen, for instance, like the ones where I lost to them, I probably should have just showed the losses and stuff like that in this gameplay too, if we're being real. But it's so hard to deal with them. Obviously, they have, I'm not going to say that it takes more skill for me to do what they do, because they have to green shots from the top of the key. And, you know, obviously they rely on their dribbling more than I do, whereas I still like to dribble, you know, even on this pure slash. But I understand it takes more skill to do what a play lock does, right? But is it easier? I think so. When you're on the skill level, like say the skill level spectrum, right? Where I like to find myself to be a pretty skilled slasher. Whereas, say I'm playing against a skilled playmaking defender. The playmaking defender is going to win every single time. Why? Because all he has to do is defend me in the paint. Where do I have to defend him? Literally everywhere. I'm talking paint, mid-range, corner threes, deep threes, whatever it may be. It's literally, I got to defend him everywhere, dog. And that's just the honest truth. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And to conclude all of this, what I really want to talk about is just the fact that I feel like builds with no slashing in them should not have contact dunks. That makes absolutely no sense to me. This is the topic of this video, which is me talking about how one layup package ruined the game. If that's what if we're being honest, that's what the truth is. And really, I feel like what they should do is just take long athlete out of the game, like they did with the behind the back. I don't see why. And I said this as soon as they passed the behind the back. I said if they're gonna take one out, they got to take both out. That's just the fact of the matter. I would absolutely love, and I want everybody who's listening to this that says that I'm hop step made, all right? I would love for this game to just take long athlete out of the game so I can have some fun with this Jamal Crawford layup package and actually be able to have some fun with that. But anyway, the last thing I want to leave you guys with on this video is just kind of reference what I'm talking about with this playmaking defender stuff. So as y'all know, Hall of Fame defense, boom, bodies me up. I got to throw up this jump shot because the shot clock's running low. Then he gets the ball back. I got to respect his three-pointer because anybody who's with this stuff and is nice with it is going to be able to shoot those. Boom, I respect the drive game because he's driving, hits the spin back. Now, this is where I'm saying it requires a whole lot more stick skill to be doing that than what I do. But is it better? Absolutely. Absolutely, this is 10 times better than whatever I would be able to do. Look at this. I mean, I gotta respect the drive game. I gotta respect the defense. I gotta respect the fact that he's gonna bump me. I gotta respect his interior defense. Obviously, his shot, everything about it. I mean, it's so hard to deal with, and you can see it just has so much higher of a ceiling than a pure slasher would. So when you sit here and talk about how it's the best build in the game, That's just cap, bro. That is not true to sit here and say that anything with blue in its pie chart is one of the best builds in the game. Now, is the skill gap on it like less widened? Yes, it's definitely a more thin skill gap when it comes to the slashers. I understand that. And people can be bad at the game and still be decent on slashers, but it's not really the entire truth. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I did end up winning this somehow. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this one to 700 likes in the first 24 hours, like I was saying. And if you made it to the very end of the video, put Laker in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. Other than that, like I said, hope y'all enjoyed, and take it easy, man. Peace.